Hey first grade readers. Last week we read George and Martha, and we read the first chapter, The Scary Movie. And we talked about character traits in George and character traits in Martha. We also talked about how they were feeling in the story. This week, I want to teach you that characters' feelings can change across the story. So just like our feelings can change. You might be sad that your little brother or sister knocked down your Legos, but then later in the day, you might be happy because you got to eat ice cream. We can notice how characters' feelings are changing, okay? Notice when feelings change, and then we can change our voice to match what the characters are feeling, okay? So today, we're going to read chapter 2 in George and Martha, The Secret Club. And if you notice a character's feelings that are changing, will you give me a thumbs up? Awesome. Okay, readers, we can use the picture to notice how the character is feeling. We can look at their face, and we can also look at their bodies. Maybe they're smiling, or maybe they have tears. We can also use the words to notice what the character says and does, okay? Okay, so before we start reading, let's look at this first picture together for chapter 2, The Secret Club. Okay, so we have George here and we have Martha here. I see Martha looks like she is hiding behind a tree and she's looking a little curious and a little unsure. Okay, so as I read, remember to give me a thumbs up if you notice Martha's feelings changing. "Where are you going, George?" asked Martha. "I'm going to my secret club," said George. "I'll come along," said Martha. "Oh no," said George. "It's a secret club." "But you can let me in," said Martha. "No, I can't," said George, and he went on his way. Martha was furious. I'm noticing here that the words are telling us how Martha is feeling. Martha was furious or mad. Okay. When George was inside his secret clubhouse, Martha made a terrible fuss. "You let me in," she shouted. How is Martha feeling here? How do you know? You might have noticed in the pictures, Martha's face looks a little angry. Her eyes look scrunched together. Her eyebrows are pointing down. She doesn't have a smile on her face. And she's raising her arms and jumping on top of his secret clubhouse. That's not something that a happy person would really do. And then in the words, you might have noticed Martha made a terrible fuss. And you might have also noticed her shouting. It says she shouted, okay? So those are some clues to tell us how Martha is feeling. Let's keep reading to see if Martha's feelings change. "You let me in," she shouted. "No," said George. "Yes, yes," cried Martha. "No, no," said George. "I'm coming in whether you like it or not," cried Martha. When Martha saw the inside of George's clubhouse, she was so ashamed. It says the Martha Fan Club, George, President. So it looks like it's a place that he is, where he is like thinking about all the things he loves about Martha. Aw, you old sweetheart, she said to George. George smiled. I hope you've learned your lesson. I certainly have, said his friend. Are Martha's feelings changing? How do you know? You might have said that in the picture, she's smiling now, and her eyebrows are pointing up. You might have also said that in the words, it says Martha was so ashamed or embarrassed. Okay, so readers, today and every day when you're reading, you'll want to make sure that you're studying your characters closely, noticing when their feelings are changing. You can even use feelings post-its, like these ones, to help you keep track of how your characters are changing across the story. So, did Martha start the story furious and mad, or ashamed and happy? Furious and mad. Martha started the story so furious because she wasn't able to go inside the secret clubhouse. And then at the end of the story, her feelings changed and she became ashamed and happy that George's clubhouse was actually a place where he could think about all the things he loved about her. All right, so now it's your chance. Grab a book, some Post-its, and keep track of the characters' feelings that are changing in your story. Off you go.